Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloomfield channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for England versus Andorra, England's 5th World Cup qualifier. We have a proud record of doing every England game for the past couple of seasons. We suspect we know how this one's going to go, but Gareth Southgate's selection does give us a few things to talk about, a few new players to look at in what, frankly, will be a one-sided game and will be a packed defence over an attack. It's like a training session, essentially. But we will try and have some fun, have some conversation. And you know what it's like in the international qualifier games. It turns into a bit of a Q&A and a bit of fun, doesn't it? So let me know how you think this one's going to pan out. I suspect some people will be predicting some cricket scores, but these teams, they are better than they were 15, 20 years ago at keeping the scores down. But yes, that is the standard we're talking about with the likes of Andorra. No disrespect, of course, but it is David versus Goliath for sure. Let me know. You can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Get your comments in. We'll have a look at the teams in just a second, or really the team. If anyone knows anything about any of the Andorra players, do share. Let's say thank you to Luca, who, through his father, Stephen, has become our fan sponsor for our watch-alongs this season. You can see Luca over at Stoke, where he supports. I'm sure he's an England fan too. Football is nothing without fans, and I'm nothing without football. We thank Luca and his father, Stephen, for helping us out with the watch-along sponsorships. Of course, have your say in the comments. As it says, please hit like wherever you are watching, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, particularly with the comments. Get some topics, some fun and games for us to talk about during this one. Please hit subscribe as well. Let me give you a live subscriber count, which is always fun, isn't it? 19,193. If we were to get 7 subscribers during this stream, we'd go to 19,200 as we move, hopefully, ever closer to the magical 20,000 mark, which has been a big target for a long time. And you can support via Super Chat and Super Stickers anytime during the show. Just press that little dollar button right next to where you put your comments. Let's have a little looky at the team. So, a couple of things of interest that I would like your comments on. In particular, one is Pat Bamford, who gets a start, and the other is the return of Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield. Maybe ignore that SofaScore graphic. We suspect he'll play down the right rather than down the left of central midfield. But it's been confirmed by Gareth Southgate in the interview I've just seen that he will play in midfield and not at wing-back. Of course, you could configure that 11 with Cody, Mings and James as centre-halves and Trippier and Trent Alexander-Arnold as wing-backs. Obviously, the England fan base gets very triggered by either 3 at the back or 2 central midfielders and thinks this is the most defensive thing in the world. All I'll say is, can we just forget that for this game, because it will be attack versus defence. And I suspect one centre-back will stay back most of the game, and in the main, it will just be the remaining 9 outfield players will be trying to get forward and find some space in what's likely to be a very, very packed defence. So Sam Johnston flying the flag for the championship. Starts for England in goal, the West Brom keeper. Trippier at left back, where he's fine, isn't he? He's a right back by trade, but he'll play left back. Cody and Mings, I suspect they'll be the other way around. Mings is the obvious left-sided centre-back. Cody tends to be used in a 3 for England. So I suspect they'll be the other way round. Reece James at right back, which makes a lot of sense because he'll be suspended for Chelsea now. He was red-carded, wasn't he, in his last Premier League game. So in midfield, you would suspect that Jordan Henderson will sit, and then Jude Bellingham will play to his left, and Trent will play to his right, and we'll see where he lands up. Be interested to see the Trent heat map and how he kind of adapts to playing in midfield, whether he ends up being a bit wingy and Lingard tucks in ahead of him, or whether he ends up tucking in and going very, very central. We'll see. I suspect there won't be much space wherever he goes in this type of game. And then up top, Lingard and Saka. We'll see which side those two end up, because both could play either side. And excellent news, a debut for Bamford, who scored 17 goals in the Premier League last season. A lot of people wanted to see him. He has a chance now. He will get chances in this game, but it's the type of game where you can't really... We've seen players come in these type of games, and they're a bit weird to play in, aren't they, with the attack versus defence. So a matter of concentration for Bamford, who's normally up top for Leeds, pressing in a very, very fast-paced sort of style of football. This will be the complete opposite. He won't be doing any pressing because it'll be a low block defence, and the pace will be about a quarter of what Leeds play at. So Bamford's just going to have to adjust. We hope he's got his shooting boots on, though. There are the subs for England, and obviously a lot of the players who played in Hungary and who will play in Poland on the bench there. Pickford, Pope, Stones, Maguire, Walker, Shaw, Mount, Phillips, Rice, Grealish and Stirling. Harry Kane as well. Jadon Sancho is supposedly injured, so we could see anybody other than him, we think. We'll get your comments in just a second. There is the Andorra team. If anyone wants to tell me their favourite Andorra player or Andorran team or Andorra goal, etc., etc. I know nothing, I have to say. In goal, Gomez. 3 at the back, which we think will be 5. Lovera, Valles and Garcia, with San Nicolas and the first Rubio, Jesus at right back. Clemente, Rebes and the other Rubio, Jordi in midfield. Vieira, not Patrick, and Sanchez, not Alexis. We think up top for the Andorrans. Before we get into your comments, there is the state of play in the qualifiers. As the players are lining up there, Jordan Henderson just saying hello to the Andorran captain. Andorra obviously have a win. I'm guessing that was against San Marino. They've lost all 3 of their other games, conceding 8 goals into the bargain. England are well top of the group with 12 points. You would suspect they will be going on to 15 points today, halfway through the group on maximum points. Albania will be playing Hungary. Poland will be playing San Marino. So you'd expect Poland to be 5 points behind England going into the game on Wednesday. Ergo, if England were to win in Poland, assuming both sides win tonight, if England win in Poland, there would be an 8-point gap potentially with 4 games to go. And England basically qualified going into the next, I think, 3 more in the next international break there, putting them all together. It might be 4, actually. No, that would be... let me know what the schedule is. Let's get into some of your comments here. And we'll say some hellos. Come on, Bamford. Yes, good luck. You always want to see striker, especially in a game like this, score on their England debut here. Afternoon to Liam and Jake, Ethan, Owen, Annie, who says Owen says 4-0. England should be winning this very comfortably. Absolutely. They should. Welcome, Mr. E. Nice to see you. Not been around much. Welcome, Stephen. And there is our good friend Luca down there. Simon, food in the park. Chiswick. Oh, very posh. Very nice, Simon. Enjoy. Chris landed in Andorra, playing, I don't know what that says, with the kids the other day. Fun fact. Alexander-Arnold in midfield. Yeah, I'm really interested, Adrian, to see what sort of positions he takes up. Because if Trent ends up out wide, James gets forward inside of him, it will just look like a 3 at the back. So I almost want him to come quite narrow, and we'll see how that looks. Bamford starting on his birthday. Yeah, good luck to Pat Bamford, obviously. No Sarge, come on. England. I swear these Andorra players are not allowed to play outside their country. I wouldn't have the slightest idea. I mean, good luck to them. It's kind of into the lines then. But we have this conversation a lot during the qualifiers about the kind of respective standard between certain countries and how useful it is for Andorra or England to be playing this game. But hey, what are you going to do as we go through the national anthem? Bukayo Saka and Reece James sing along, and there is Pat Bamford on his debut. A couple of people asking about a back three. We've heard the interview from Southgate, who says Trent is playing in midfield. So if we take him at face value, then it won't be a back three. But there we'll go. Is Calvert-Lewin out of favour or injured? I don't think he's injured. He's been playing in the Premier League. I think, I guess Southgate just wants to try out. Although Mr. E says injured, Leeds 2021 says injured. Yeah, it's a chance for Bamford to get a start. Strongest English bench of all time. It may be up there, mightn't it? Certainly in terms of monetary value, although that's probably a moot argument considering inflation exists and the value will always go up. Are we looking at League Two level for Andorra or worse? You would think worse, wouldn't you, Chris? Wouldn't you? I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair. Certainly not League One level. No, they're not as good as League One players for sure. I can tell you about League One, and although it's a bit of a dirge, I don't think many Andorra players would get into it. Plucky, hello, my friend. Chris, hello too. Come on, England, absolutely. Mark, 7-0. I mean, it's funny with your expectations with these sort of games because honestly, 7-0 wouldn't be a stretch. But sometimes these games are 2-3-0. It just depends on how concentrated and whether you get a couple flying early doors. Mr. Radio Floyd, evening to you, sir. Adrian, really wonder if Trent can move into midfield later in his career. I mean, you've answered your own question. Is passing and vision sensational? Yes, it is, isn't it? And we've always kind of understood that fullback and central midfield, if you want two positions where you can flit in between, those are the two, aren't they? Often you do get players moving between the two. So we've had this conversation about Callum Styles for a couple of seasons. Evening to you, Alistair. Jake, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for asking. I nearly, with my sleep patterns in a moment, nodded off just a minute ago, but there you go. There we go. Alistair says, I'm going 5. Let's get some predictions in then. Let's assume Andorra are not going to score. So all I need to know really from you in the chat, how many do England score in this game? How many goals do England score in this game? We appear to be having for Paul Mariner. Oh, that's terrific. Because that didn't get done. In fact, I'm going to stop talking for a sec because he's literally on my wall. You can see him there, the great Paul Mariner and Ipswich great. So I'm going to stop for a second. If you want to put any applause emojis in there, feel free. The great Paul Mariner, obviously, I'm very biased. There's a couple of other names actually up on the screen as well. Paul Mariner, a great striker for Ipswich, one of the greatest players my team has ever had. So I will wholeheartedly be applauding for this one. Let me know how many you think England are going to score then. Well done, you lot. The great Paul Mariner, fantastic guy as well. I mean, we've spoken about him a lot. When he did die, I stood near him in the away end when Ipswich played at Fulham once. Poor guy just had people coming up to him all game to talk to him, but he looked like the life of the party, and certainly some of the comments from people like Alan Brazil, who played with him on the radio, say so. We have the taking of the knee and plenty of applause by the look of it. And we are ready to kick off. What are we saying then on some of these score lines here? 4-0, 8-0, 8-0, 6-0, 7-8. We'll see how we go. 4-0 there. Andorra 1-0. Yeah, we'll soon see about that. We have kicked off. I will give you a timestamp imminently. And look, we know how these games go sometimes. So please keep your questions, your comments coming in. And we'll try and keep that chat moving along if the game gets a little bit stodgy, which, let's be honest, it's not going to flow, is it? That's just the deal as Andorra immediately fold into a 5-4-1 shape. I'm watching on an ITV TV feed. So if you're on ITV Hub or on a smart TV, you may be either slightly ahead or slightly behind me, possibly slightly behind me. So I'll give you a time sync on 1 minute, which is going to happen in, I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1, sync. There we are, 1 minute up. And let's just have a look. So Trent is kind of in an inside right position, narrow of Lingard at the moment. I think that's where we kind of want to see him. Remind me at about sort of 30, 40 minutes and we'll take a look at his heat map. We'll see where he ends up. Looks like he's trying to get quite narrow. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Keeping our eyes on him. Here is Saka, who is indeed playing down the left to Bellingham. Back to Saka. Bellingham picks up again. And yeah, massive low block. Line of 5 with 4 in front to get through. So just keep that ball moving. Keep patient. Forget the long range shots and just try and keep things manoeuvring. Here is Henderson. Henderson striding off to the left, back into Trippier. Trippier to Lingard, who's come off position into the centre. Trent finds himself out on the right. Comes back inside. England moving the ball. If you want another prediction, give me the England possession percentage, because it could be touching 80 or around 80%, possibly, the way this is looking at the moment. I think we'd all be surprised if it was under 70 for sure. Let me know what you think England's possession number is going to be by the end of this. Lingard clips that forward. Trent chests it down. Handball there, wasn't it, by the Andorran? Pat Bamford, before he's touched the ball for England, has committed a foul. Looked like there was a possible handball by the Andorran sort of covering midfielder there, but nothing given. There is Coldo Alvarez, the Andorra manager. There we go. Some possession prediction numbers there. Dinner. I haven't had my dinner yet. But, I think we've got a nice choice, actually. We have the Gusto thing where you get your meals sent and stick them all in the fridge. So, I think there's a steak in there as well. I'll always be pushing for that. Hoyt's forward, and the Andorrans are in the England half, but Reece James heads that home to Sam Johnstone. Here is Trippier. Henderson, reasonably active press from the Andorrans, but they stand off Tyrone Mings, who is, as we expected, left centre-back with Cody off to his right, and those England centre-halves splitting right across the pitch, and they're going to try and get 8-9 in the other half as often as they can. Saka is surely fouled there in the corner, a silly, clumsy tackle by Rubio, Jesus Rubio, that is, who has TXUS written on the back of his shirt. There you go. Jesus and Jordi Rubio. Anyone look up? Are they related? Hey, Johnston might have actually been on his line this game instead of on the halfway line. We'll see where he ends up. He could play on the halfway line probably in this one. Couldn't we? What's the latest on the Championship podcast? What do you mean, Owen? I did put a tweet out about not a fresh show, but just putting the feed of our audio down the podcast feed. In comes the free kick from the right over everyone's head. Not the best delivery, to be honest. It's over Bamford's head on the back post. Yeah, you can let me know, actually. We had a few requests. I do have a podcast feed where I can put the audio from my videos. There won't be new shows, but sometimes people can't sit down and watch. But if they're driving in the car or at the gym or walking the dog or washing up or whatever, then sometimes it helps for it to go down the feed. You can let me know your feedback on that. England, 91% on the possession so far. We don't suspect it'll end up that high. It's very, very high at the moment. Only 6 passes completed for the Andorrans in this first 5 minutes. The one with Ben HD and the guy from the set. Yeah, that'll be out on Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll have the ability to put it up on the Planet Sport Network. But I do not have control of that technology, and we'll be waiting to hear from Planet Sport and Football 365 on that. Little foul there. Bit of holding by Geordie Rubio there on Reece James. Down the line it goes. Here's Trent in field. Cody to Mings. Andorra probably all 15 metres back to front, all inside their own half. Probably don't really need to tell you that. You know that one happens. Yeah, I think we will put plenty of YouTube stuff down the audio feed down here. Love the Championship 365. Thank you. Listening to Mr. Bloomwell lifting weights at the gym. There we go. Any good for motivation? Who knows? Mings plays that out wide to Trippier. Nice little reverse clip in for Bellingham, who chases. Bellingham, long leg control. It's another foul, isn't it? Bellingham bounces straight back up. No foul given against Valles. Look clumsy again. Henderson, ooh, nice idea there. Try and slip it through for Bamford. And a touch for the number 9 here for Andorra. He's held that up reasonably well and then plays an absolute hospital ball between Bamford and Garcia. Bamford has been pulled up for another foul. He's had more fouls than he's had touches yet so far. Pat Bamford. It was a reasonable hold up by Sanchez up front. And Bamford, I mean, fine, whatever. Free kick. Garcia's gone down like he's been shot, so to speak. Yeah, they're replaying. It's foul, isn't it, on Bellingham by Valles, but that one didn't get given. I don't know whether the ref gave an advantage there. Lovely bit of the Romario sweep around with the right foot by Jude Bellingham. Great video yesterday. First time I've seen the kit videos. Yeah, they're always good fun. I always rope Shaley in as well, so I don't get too much outrage from fans of teams where you don't say nice things about their kits. What are you going to do, hey? We're going to click on Ben HG and see you and Justin. Well, there you go. We'll infiltrate wherever we can. Watch the away kit video. Like the whole jersey. Yeah, let us know your favourite away kits. Might even do the third kits if we have any time. Although, looking up at the whiteboard, lots to do. We have a 3-game week, then a gap, and then another 3-game week, which is oof. Hard old work. Population of Andorra, 70,000, same as Lowestoft. Surprised they're even this competitive. They should be qualifying rounds. Yeah, they should have their own groups together, shouldn't they? Maybe make some of the other ones a little bit smaller. I love the Huddersfield away kit. Yes, some nice ones. Yeah, the Forest third kit's interesting, Owen, isn't it? Yeah. Big boot down the ground. Andorra killing some time. They'll be quite happy to have got to 9 minutes at 0-0. 10% of the job done for the Andorrans. They would consider a 0-0 draw against England one of their great results. I don't know how many wins they've got. There's a big diag looking for Saka pulling off on the far post. Bellingham goes down. Rebes, possible hand in the back. No foul given. And Cody has it at the back for England. The possession's gone below 90%, but I've got a feeling it's going to go back up ever so shortly. Remember to hit like wherever you are watching and subscribe if you haven't already, although knowing these type of games, I suspect we have the hardcores here, so you probably all subscribed anyway. But if you haven't, do get involved. Lingard chasing through. Lingard into the box. Good goalkeeping there by Gomez. Lingard is quick, but he's not that quick. Just couldn't quite get on the end. I think it might be Bamford who played him through there. Southgate applauds the idea. Yeah, this is not the game for hoiking the ball into the box or trying long-range shots. You have to be very, very patient. If you can't create and score big chances with 90% possession and the territory England are going to have, then you're doing something wrong. is all I would say about that. James plays that inside to Henderson. Nicely judged pass by James. Henderson to Trippier. Trippier to Saka. Back to Trippier. He's going to try and clip that down the middle. Not great ball. Cleared away. Here's James. Cody. Mings. Henderson. This is where we want to see Trent trying to pick up pockets, which you're going to have to in midfield. And there he is. Gives it straight back to Reece James. Lovely one around the corner from Henderson. Nice touch by Trent, although he's pretty well tackled by Clemente, I think. But Henderson's got it back. And Mings plays that across to Trippier. Mings could probably play in his dressing gown, as could Cody here. Lovely feet by Saka there to beat Rubio. Bellingham. Little clip out by Bellingham to James. James touch. Poor ball by James. Looking for Lingard, and it's cleared out. England 0. Andorra 0. 11:47. Euro 2020 final ref. Don't know whether that's bad luck, although England drew that game if you take penalties out of the equation, which we can't do, obviously. Mings. Trippier. Bellingham. Trippier. Bamford wants it in the box. Another poor pass by Trippier. It's a hospital ball. Lingard just got ahead of Vieira and draws the foul. Free kick central, about 32 yards out if the hatching is correct. I couldn't find out if the Rubios are brothers, but they're both called Rubio Gomez. So there you go. It's probable. Let's assume they are the Super Rubio brothers. Can we forget that it happened at all? We'll have to, won't we? Free kick to England. It's a bit narrow to do anything with, to be honest. Got to create their own angles. Sometimes it's good to do a sort of split and send one big guy one side and one big guy the other for this. Little clip over the top, chested down by Lingard. Saka back to Lingard, not back, and there's a offside, I think. Lingard gives it the thumb up. They try to just dink it up and over the wall. And yeah, Lingard's just drifted offside. Tried to chest it down. I think Saka was trying to help it back to him, but I think offside before. Messi. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Big kick down the ground by Gomez. Oh, he nearly found it out on the right wing there. Who was that? Jesus Rubio, we think. Yeah, it's going to be a throw in. Trippier will take this one. Tosses that one inside to Jude Bellingham. Mings goes home to Johnston. Johnston, classy little dink out and classy first touch by Bellingham. Henderson, nicely played by England. Open up a little bit of space for Cody down the right. Can they keep the momentum on this attack? Got to keep the ball moving quickly against a stacked defence like this. Trent, yeah, not the best ball by him. And I'll say the same thing I said about Bamford here. It's almost an awkward game for Trent, isn't it? Because you're going to get no space whatsoever. Here's Trippier. Should let Andorra attack. I think even if you let them, Liam, they wouldn't want to. Will, Wokeland. I've got no idea what that means, Will. Comment back and let me know. Andorra trying to put our defence under pressure when we do have it. Seems like a bit of a token press, if you know what I mean, as in first line of defence. But yeah, they're not going to be moving up the pitch at any rate, are they? Possession is back at over 90% for England. Trent has fouled his man. It's a free kick to Andorra. I'm quite enjoying some Andorran shahousery here. They're taking ages to take the two set plays they've had so far, which amuses me greatly. They've got to do what they can do, hey? 15:33 on the clock. England at 0, Andorra 0. Andorra got the ball up the pitch, but Henderson wins it back. Bellingham's a foul on Bellingham there. Refs let the advantage go on. Here comes Saka down the left. Andorrans folding back in to their stacked defence. Trippier's got ahead of Saka. Trippier tries to play Saka back in. Bounces off the defender. Trippier back to Henderson. Henderson switch of play is a good one. Here's James out on the right wing. James feeds that into Bellingham. Good feet by Bellingham. Cut back. Oh, and it should have been the opening goal. Bukayo Saka has put it past the post. He seems to think it should have been a corner. Let's have a look. I think he's right, actually, isn't he, Saka? Oh, yeah. So I'll take that back. It was a corner, and it's not the worst shot by Saka. It kind of goes through the Andorran defender's legs, and Saka was right. He's on target. It's going in the side netting. Should have been a corner to England. First big chance created there. Encouraging. 16 minutes, though, is what it took. Let's see if England can force the next big chance in less than 16 minutes. So this is going to be a long old evening here. England 0, Andorra 0. Henderson, all 11 behind the ball within sort of 40 yards from goal. Here's Mings. Mings. Out wide it goes to Lingard, who's tucked in. Lingard switches out to Trippier. Lingard tries to run it, has it taken off him. Good steal by Mings, though, to win it back. Brilliant feet by Bellingham there. Slipped on. Here's Saka. Saka into the box down the left. Saka crosses in. It's going to fall. Big chance now. And there is the opening goal for Jesse Lingard. There's two really good bits of play in there. The first was by Jude Bellingham. Beautiful feet. And then Bukayo Saka sneaks into the box and clips it in. Nice finish by Lingard. Left-footed into the corner. The deadlock is broken on 18 minutes. England 1, Andorra 0. Here's that bit of skill on the replay. Beautiful bit of skill by Bellingham. Slipped on by Lingard. Good direct bit of play. I mean, the defender's a little bit unlucky, isn't he? Valles gets ahead on it, heads it straight to Lingard. But then it's really good from Lingard. It's like, can you get it under control? Yes. Can you hit that shot quickly? Yes. Doesn't have to be a good shot. Just get it in the corner. And that's exactly what he does. Is a bobbly one. Just get some kind of decent contact and right in the corner from Jesse Lingard. England 1, Andorra 0. Get your thoughts in on that goal. Lingard is the scorer. And good contributions from Bellingham and Saka into the bargain. England lead. Boom. Yes. Lingardinho. Woof. First of 8. There we go. I will go with our commenters on that. It'd be nice if it was the first of 8. We're behind schedule, though. That feels like one every 10 minutes, doesn't it, Graham, in the chat? Johnston has it back. And against the Stacks defence, that's what you always need. That one player, you need the killer pass or the beat a man moment to just overload, because very hard to overload against the stacked defence. Bellingham managed to provide that. However, it was then the header from the defender, Valles, dropping straight to Lingard, who did dispatch it really, really well. So that's what you need, the little bit of quality to get the overload, and then maybe a little bit of luck alongside your skill. And the goals will start flowing, we hope, as we count over 20 minutes in this one. England 1, Andorra 0 at Wembley. Keep your comments coming in for sure. Please hit like. Whichever platform you're watching on. We're live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Here's Bamford. Oh, Bamford, lovely little poke through. Lingard's in. And that is a filthy finish by Jesse Lingard, and the flag has gone up. Naughty that one, wasn't it? It's been disallowed. We'll see what the offside call is like. I don't think there's any VAR, so they won't check it. He's miles off, isn't he? Good feed through by Pat Bamford, and a great finish as well. But the flag, rightly, goes up. And Lingard looks like he fancies this one. Who do people think is on penalties? You'd think it'd be Bamford, wouldn't you, being it's his debut and he's striker. I wouldn't be surprised if Saka, the kind of guy he is, would probably fancy righting some wrongs and taking one. But, yeah, who knows? Trippier, Trent. Here is Henderson. Henderson goes long. And Lingard's not going to get that. And it's out for an Andorran goal kick. Keep questions, comments coming in. England 1, Andorra 0. Please hit subscribe if you're new around here. Trying to get to 19,200 subscribers on our way to hopefully 20,000 subscribers, which would be a fine old thing, wouldn't it? Who'd have thunk it? We got that many numbers subscribed to the channel now. Brilliant. There's a free kick for the Andorrans. Sanchez, the number 9, has gone down. And if I'm the Andorra manager, I'm saying, oh, well, we've had a shot from the halfway line. And that will, I think, count as a shot at goal for the Andorrans. I think it was Valesh, the number 3, who hit it. His teammates don't seem particularly annoyed. I was just going to say, if I'm the Andorran manager, I'm like, wherever you get a free kick, send everybody into the box. Try and get something forward. But, hey, maybe they just want to stay in shape. And the name of the game is how few goals can you concede rather than can you create a chance for sure. Hard work pays off. Thank you, Annie. Incessant waffling down a camera, yeah. A shot. Indeed, that does count. Has it gone up as a shot? Yes, there you go. Total shots. Although it says shots off target. Surely that was on target, wasn't it? Bamford for pens. Yeah, quite probably Fulham 1958. Mr. Goal making a cuppa. There you go. Go and make another one, Mr. Radio Floyd. Jordan Henderson's just smashed a half volley on the angle. He's outside the box. He's put it way, way over the bar. As I said a couple of times, we don't particularly want to see lots of long-range shots and balls lobbed into the box here. It's not the game for that, is it? It's the game for keeping patient and using the, as it stands, 89% possession that you're going to be getting. Saka. Trippier. Bellingham, nice play. Saka. Saka still got it. Henderson to Trippier. Trippier inside to Mings to Lingard. Inside looking for Trent, who is still a little bit quiet. Maybe I'm being unfair given the type of game. And it's going to be an an Andorra throw in inside the England half, of all things. Andorra managers giving some very clear instructions there. I assume they're defensive minded. Yes, Wales winning 3-2 with a Bale hat-trick earlier. Nice. He didn't go to Cardiff in the end, did he? Hey? Contrary to what the bookmakers were saying. Henderson. So Bellingham on the left wing. Back to Henderson. To Cody. Mings to Henderson. Trippier. Henderson. Henderson, little clip through the middle, looking for Lingard. Can he keep that in? He does. But he was, once again, offside. 19,000 subscribers is 20% of the population of Andorra. So we'd have a few Andorra players in that case, if all our subscribers were for Andorra. Goodness me. 25 gone. England 1. Andorra 0. Goal kick for the Andorrans. Gomez is going to go long. They've won the flick on. Trippier up. That should be an England throw. Yeah. England throw in the left back position. Henderson to Mings to Cody, who's probably going to have more of the ball tonight than in any other game he will play this season. Cody to Mings to Trippier, Saka, Trippier, direct into Bamford. He gets a head on it, and it's straight through to the keeper. At the moment, the two guys that we kind of wanted to do well, Bamford and Trent, not really in the game yet, either of them. Bamford's committed a couple of fouls. Nice little slip through for the offside disallowed goal by Pat Bamford. Trent's picked up a few positions, but not really influenced the game just yet. John didn't think it was possible, but Bellingham gets better every time I see him. Yeah. Have to stop at some point, won't it? It just seems to improve and improve and improve. He's got his arms open. He wants to receive the ball here. I think he's about to. Here is Bellingham on the left-hand side. Saka's come short. Saka, a little drift off the left. Surely a foul on Saka there by Rebes. And it is important that the two wide players, they've got to kind of be very proactive, Saka and Lingard. And they have been. If they just stay out on the wings, they'll be quite easy to mark in this stacked defence, or certainly the starting position will be. So they've kept on the move, which is the smart thing to do. Coming round behind the fullback or tucking inside. Cody. Trent has dropped into the right back position now with James ahead of him. Try to pick up that pocket that central midfielders, often when they're in a double pivot, do. Not that he is. Henderson's moved ahead of him. Trent getting a little feel of the ball here, a few touches. Into Mings. Trippier. Henderson, edge of the box. Dreadful pass by Henderson. Trying the reverse ball. Completely overcooks that one. It was totally the right pass as well to try and find Saka. Henderson's arguing, run onto that, but come on, he knows he overhit that one, doesn't he? Saka not quite seeing that one coming, hey? Keep your comments coming in. 29-12 on the clock. England 1. Andorra 0. Bamford climbs, doesn't get it. Trent tries to volley that one through. Nice play by Jesus Rubio, although he's out of position now and he's given it away. Here's Saka. Saka, lovely little clip ball in. Oh, that's unlucky. Bamford, and he went with his left foot, his better foot there. Maybe he's letting that come across him. He goes with the right. Lovely reverse chip by Saka. And it's just, we'll see on the replay. Oh, it's not far, is it? And if Bamford gets a contact, he'll regret not going with his right foot for that. Bamford gives it the thumb up. It's a lovely little clip over by Saka, isn't it? Who's getting plenty of the ball. 30-15 played. England 1. Andorra 0. Mings. Trippier. Henderson's on. Takes the ball in central midfield. Lingard out to James, again ahead of Trent. Lingard, Henderson, switched out to the left now. Good play by England. Trippier's giving it away though, trying to find Saka. Rob, as an Oldham fan, I need cheering up. Well, you tell us what went on at Oldham yesterday. Pitch invasions and all kinds of nonsense going on there. Bit of a sad state of affairs over at Oldham. ITV have just put up possession of 80%. My numbers say 88 here. Feels a long way removed. Oh, lovely feet by Mings there. To beat Sanchez, the striker, who's got a bit of a thankless task here. Just basically go on and run for 90 minutes and not really get the ball. Here is Bellingham. Nice feet by him. Trippier. Lingard on the left wing. Lingard, nice little clip through. Trent. He just got a unlucky touch there, didn't he? He controlled it, and then his momentum took him forward into the ball, which then miscontrolled it. Lovely little clip in by Lingard. Yeah, he controlled it with his right foot, continued running onto it, and just boshed in. Goal kick to the Andorrans. Gomez takes and goes long. Easy winner for Bellingham there. Bamford brings it down. Nice play by him. Henderson back in to Mings. James to Mings. Mings to Bellingham. Oh, nice turn by Lingard. Oh, and a nutmeg by Lingard as well. Excellent bit of play there. And possibly the closest to a yellow card we'll see yet. I think Lingard is okay. Let's have a look at this one. Lovely turn. There's the nutmeg. I think he'll get away with it on the basis there are more fouls coming. Great play by Lingard. He holds the arm out and then pulls it away, I think, quickly enough to A, make the foul, and for B, for it to look less like he's completely tugged his guy back or body checked him. Fairly clever way to commit a foul, actually. Although, I say clever, he's hurt himself. And we're going to have a little stoppage here. Clash of knees. Yeah, possibly. Painful, isn't it? No shin pad on your knee. Bellingham can't be off being a regular starter. I mean, you say that. I mean, he's quality. He's going to be a regular starter. It may still be a little way off, sort of giving other people ahead of him in the squad. But yeah, he's a player, isn't he? Oh yeah, you're right. Actually, Dave did bash knees there, which is a painful one, isn't it? A usual pitch invasion. Yeah, not good. Don't like playing a right back at left back, Lark. We really saying no? I don't think we're saying we have no other decent left backs. I just think he likes Trippier, and look, certainly in this game, it's not going to make the slightest amount of difference. You know, sure, we'll be back in for Poland on Wednesday, don't you? And here is Trippier to take this free kick for England. They all go early. Trippier steps back. Get back on side, everyone. Holds up the left arm. In goes the free kick. Looking for Bamford on the back post. Bamford heads down. Goes loose to Cody. Decent chance that, if the whistle doesn't go. Bamford nods it down to him. Bamford was offside, actually. Did the flag go up? It should have. Yeah, I think flag goes up in the end, does it? He completely shins that. And, you know, I don't know whether the flag went up. There's overhead kicks and there's overhead kicks. That looked like a reasonably simplistic one. Just lean back and get it on target. Did look like Bamford moved just slightly too early from the free kick. Anyone looking forward to a Winter World Cup? Well, it's going to be interesting, Chris. Henderson plays that through. Bamford nearly getting on the end of that. He got a touch, tried to take it inside Valesh, but couldn't quite get past him. Bamford starting to get involved now. Here's James. I look forward to every World Cup since '74. You love to see it. Cody nearly. Not nearly enough, eh? 10 a.m. kickoff times. You want to watch it? Oh, there, look, you watch it in school, Owen. Surely. Get the kids together. Write a letter to the headmaster. Tell him you'll defer your lunch break if he lets you watch the game at 10. Do some collective bargaining to your headmaster. Here is Bellingham down the left. Great touch. Bellingham, big chance. Oh, dear. He did so well there, Bellingham. It's a really poor finish in the end. He had a couple of players in the box. Trent with the big switch of play there. Best moment of his. The two of them combine. It's a brilliant first touch by Bellingham. It's a very good second touch. Oh, dear. Poor finish. There should be 2-0 to England. Hits the side netting. Headmistress. Deary me. Be interested to see how it affects the domestic season. Here's Bamford. Henderson knocks that down the line. Lingard surely is fouled, isn't he? And out comes the yellow card now. Probably a bit of totting up. Valesh is being calmed down by the ref. He's called the captain over as well, actually. Valesh has been booked for a bit of a knee-high tackle on Jesse Lingard. Lingard touch. Oh, dear. Yeah, it's a definite yellow card, isn't it? Most definite. Lingard accepts the apology, but it's not a good tackle, is it? By Valesh. And it's a free kick to England on the left wing. Trippier is going to swing in with the right foot. Still 1-0. Can England get 2 up? Here inside 40 minutes. We've got 38:30 on the clock. Mings is pointing to where he wants it to go. Good position this if Trippier can put a decent ball in. Which he has not done. And it's an easy punch out for Gomez. And Reece James nearly gets robbed by Sanchez. James then outpaces him and Sanchez then tries to pull James's shorts off him. So there we go. Bellingham. Henderson. Alexander-Arnold. Henderson. Bellingham. Trippier. Bellingham. Oh, lovely feat by Bellingham, who's probably a contender for man of the match in the first half. Him maybe along with Saka and Lingard. Clipped into the back. There is Saka. Bamford stretches for it. Lingard. Bellingham. And it's drilled over in the end by Reece James. Never really fell for anybody in the box there. Great header back by Saka. And then it's all a bit harem-scarum from then on. Bellingham just tries to get out of Reece James' way. And he shanks it over the bar. Evening, Nat. Welcome along, sir. Don't like the fact it's in winter. Well, we'll see. The players might be fitter, actually. They might be knackered when it comes to the end of the season, mind you. There we go. We'll see. We'll see. It's new for all of us. Lingard is fouled again. They are kicking lumps out of poor old Jesse Lingard, the goal scorer. If you're a Manchester United fan, He'd be hoping he gets back in one piece. Here's Mings in the centre circle, England's furthest back player. Cody, James, Cody, Mings. Lingard, Trippier, Cody. The possession continues, 89%. Saka down the right, and he wins the throw-in. Here's Henderson. Mings. Henderson. Direct one in there. Strange one. Headed down, and Saka had fallen to the ground. He's trying to head it from on the ground. If he'd stayed on his feet there, it would have been knocked straight back to him. Anyway, on we go with James. Trent. Down the line to Bellingham, who's been really good in this first half. Bellingham's going to let that one go. Here's Trent. Clips the ball into the back post, headed away. Trippier, edge of the box, nods it down. Henderson, don't shoot, Jordan. Here is James to Henderson. Good ball by Henderson there. Here's Trent. Tries to put it in low corner to England. Just couldn't quite force the chance, but really kept Andorra hemmed in. Get Trent's heat map up. He's probably not had enough touches for it to be worthwhile looking at it, has he? In my day, you got to love a comment that starts "in my day." School on Saturday mornings. Quick exit for support. Absolutely. You can get to many away games. Get to school on a Saturday morning. Corner to England, right-hand side. 42-45 on the clock. In it comes, drilled in flat. Cody's up there, cleared away. And England will reset. Johnston up on halfway. It's a pass off to Henderson. Saka. Henderson again. Henderson back out to Saka. England trying to move the mass defence out. James. Oh, James is dispossessed there. Can the Andorrans string a couple of passes together here? Felt a little bit sorry for Clemente there. Has he won the foul? I didn't think he was fouled, honestly. He kind of got double teamed, and James and Trent were trying their best not to foul him. Be interested to see a replay of that because looked a bit soft, I have to say. But hey, free kick to the Andorrans. Well, in fact, it's about 10 metres further back, so maybe it wasn't the incident that perhaps I thought it was. I've reserved judgment on what I just said in that respect. England, Mings just sorting the line out, trying to get Bellingham and Henderson over a bit. Good organising from Mings. In it goes. And after all that, over the head of Vieira, bounces once, and Saka sees it out for an England throw-in shoot. Probably would have been better if they had Dave, like they did with the last one from halfway. Okay, that has now been corrected on SofaScore as a shot on target, that free kick that they shot from halfway. There you go. There are shots on target and shots on target, though, aren't they? It's a throw-in to Andorra on halfway, pretty much. On the right-hand side, Jesus Rubio is going to take it. He's taking his sweet time. We are into stoppage time, 3 minutes of which will be played. And I think we have a foul throw in international football, ladies and gentlemen. Foul throw by the Andorrans. And Trippier quickly takes the England throw. It's worked out the other side to James. Cody given away to the Andorrans. And that is a foul. I'll give the referee that one. James, bit industrial on Geordie Rubio. The number 23 over on the other side. And another free kick to Andorra. It's that type of game, isn't it? Who'll make sure that this sees them through to halfway, or half-time, at 1-0 down. They're projecting a 2-goal defeat, which they'll be very happy with at the moment. They're conceding a rate at 1 per half. Bellingham heads that up in the air. Henderson, Bellingham. Could have played advantage there, ref. Trent takes the free kick quickly. Nice one out to Saka. Saka steps inside and is fouled, surely. Rebes this time. Plenty of fouls, and out comes the yellow card. They have struggled to cope with Bellingham, Lingard and Saka. Fleet of foot, those players. Not a good tackle there. We don't want to see our players on the end of those. Oh, not the paper aeroplanes again. They're quite dangerous, actually, those. If you were to get one in the eye, especially if it's come down from the top tier. Finally went to see a game yesterday. Wakefield 7-2. Nice. Plenty of goals. Right. Free kick to England. There's 2 minutes 30 of 3 minute stoppage time being played. And Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is not far out at all. It's probably just over 20 yards out. Trent's got probably 2 steps to plant his foot, and then he's going to go with the right foot. Here he comes. And that is not a good free kick. Well over. Technique lets him down there. Trent. And that's going to be that for the first half. I suspect the restart will be taken. Harry Kane looks on. Don't get caught lip reading anything, Harry. Criticise that that free kick. And we're about to get to half-time. There's Jack Grealish as well. I'm sure these boys would rather be sitting playing than sitting watching, despite what their club managers would have. It is 1-0 at half-time. England 1. Andorra 0. Attack against defence, as we knew it would have been. Jesse Lingard with the goal. England doing what they need to, not in any danger of conceding, winning the game, getting the job done. I'm sure most fans would like to see a second goal going as quickly as possible, and then that's that, really, isn't it? And on you go, and it's 5 wins from 5 for England in the qualifiers. Let's have a look at the numbers. Look at the attack momentum graph. No attack momentum whatsoever. No blue on there for the Andorrans. 89% on the possession. We were questioning, would it be above 80? It's well above 80. 7 shots to 1. And if you remember, the Andorran shot was a free kick from the halfway, pretty much back pass to Sam Johnson. Look, 10 fouls by the Andorrans. So that says England have committed 8, so maybe I won't hone in on that. 2 yellows as well. So red card potential is there, particularly if Saka and Bellingham and Lingard keep on running at those Andorran defenders there. I mean, look, people get uppity about the SofaScore ratings, but they are from an algorithm crunching all the data. Henderson, Bellingham and Lingard coming out best on those. I suspect, obviously, the goal boosts Lingard, and they have had the most touches as well. Let's go to the live league table. So Hungary are playing Albania, which must be level because they are moving on to 8 points. They'll be at half time as well. Poland play San Marino later on, which is basically 3 points for the Poles. England play Poland on Wednesday, but England at the moment absolutely miles out in front on 15 points as things stand. Obviously, the Hungarians could well beat the Albanians, in which instance we'll go down to a 5-point gap. They're going to 10. But yeah, England looking very handy at the top of that World Cup qualifying group. But hey, they always qualify well, don't they? With a couple of exceptions. Most of the 70s, Graham Taylor and Steve McLaren managing to not qualify. Mr. Radio Floyd, Booth, 199 on the super sticker. Thank you very, very much, sir. Not bad that half. I think it'll be 4-0. Not a great half by England, but doing the job, that's all that counts. Should be more. Yeah, the big chance count is lower than we'd want it to be. But look, you know what these games are like, don't you? Just win. You know, no one's gonna remember this game for anything other than England not winning. So however they win, it doesn't particularly matter. Even if it does end up 1-0, I don't suspect it will end up 1-0, especially with the 2 yellow cards going in. But nice and controlled by England. And I guess you're playing against a team completely stacked up with 11 men behind the ball. So, oh God, here's that advert that scares me of the woman stood up on the top of that building in Dubai or whatever it is. I don't even think I want to be seeing the big drone shot of this. But I can't take my eyes off it. It's like a car crash, isn't it? Oh, my God. Holy hell, if she's actually stood up there. That is mental. Apparently, she did actually go up there, right? Oh, wow. Not for me. Nah, not for me. I feel giddy even looking out the window of my house, let alone the world's tallest building or whatever it is. Right, guys, I am going to take a 2-minute break. Get any questions in the comments, any topics for us to talk about over half time. And I will return in approximately 2 minutes' time, and we will get back into the conversation. We'll make it a bit of Q&A at half time, not too much to talk about in terms of the football. England 1, Andorra 0. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, you can, but make sure you come back because the stream will be returning in a couple of minutes. If you haven't already and you're not going anywhere, hit subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on the Benjamin Bloom channel. Like this stream. Keep your comments coming. And if you want, you can give it a share. And what better place to go and share than over on Twitter, where you can find me at Benjamin Bloom. Lots of stuff goes down that feed. And if you ever need to contact me, the DMs are open. Forgive me, it might take a couple of days to get through all of them. At Benjamin Bloom on Twitter. You can also support us over at our Teespring store, www.benjaminbloommerch.store. Don't forget the 2 M's in a row. Buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, phone case, hoodies, all sorts of good stuff over there. Great way to represent our community over here. If you do get something, make sure you send me a picture. Over on Twitter, in fact, and I will get that retweeted. You can also support over on Patreon, www.patreon.com/BenjaminBloom. A direct way to support my work here monthly. Get yourself a little bit of extra content each month. And thank you to everybody on Patreon. We really could not have got through what has been happening in the world without you. Before we return, get those comments filled up. Questions, topics, etc. And enjoy the rest of the stream. Here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is England 1, Andorra 0. I've seen many, many football matches, and This is one of them, but it's nothing we didn't expect. So what we would really love is your comments, your questions, your thoughts. What do you think of the first half? Any reactions? Anything you want to talk about? Because honestly, yeah, attack against defence in this one. Not the most thrilling of watches, is it? But hey, what are you going to do? England won. ANDORRA 0. Get those comments in. Have your say. Share your knowledge. Drive the debate. And of course, we'll read out. Well, I'm desperate to read some of them out in this stream, bearing in mind the kind of standard of the football we're watching. Not England's fault, of course. They're up against the stacked defence who just wants to keep the goals tally down. Please hit like if you are in the stream. Help drive other people here. And make sure you hit subscribe. Oh, he says, smashing his phone and the remote control. Have we gone up at all? No. So please do hit subscribe. And I'll try and fix my remote. Which way round does that go? Oh, my God. How does that hook in there? There you go. Oh, my God. And then I dropped it again. Please, no one clip that Mr. Bean-like moment. I think the remote's okay anyway. You can support via Super Chat and Super Stickers. Thank you to Mr. Radio Floyd, who did just that just a minute or so ago. Let's go to comments. Thoughts on Bamford first half? It's kind of a horrible game for Bamford, isn't it? Like I said, it's half the pace of a Leeds game and a slightly different role against a really stacked up defence. He hasn't really had too much of the ball, committed a couple of fouls early on, and none of the chances have really fallen to him. So it's not the best circumstances, is it, for Bamford? Let's hope he gets a big chance fall for him and, you know, see how he goes. Purple Bungalow, apologies for late arrival. So ill, I hope you're okay. Missed the Wales match drama. At least we have won. Hope England are playing well. Well, England are winning in a slightly tedious attack against defence affair. Poor Ben Remote. Yeah, I don't think I should pick it up again. It is not dead. I think it did survive. Get the comments in. How anyone can be bothered to watch this match is beyond me. Well, it's England, Chris. I've got to watch, haven't I? But yes, tactically and competitively, it's not the best matchup you will ever see, in respect that ANDORRA have no intention other than to keep the score down. But hey, we know what we're getting in international football qualifiers, don't we? Here the latest news on Darby. Yes, Darby, 5 charges. We wondered whether something might occur in terms of Derby County in the EFL during this international break. But I think given there's 5 charges, I think we might be a few more weeks. Perhaps they'll let that rumble the EFL. Next international break is the 9th and 10th of October. So maybe we'll hear something then. Who knows? But yes, not good. Not good at all. Paying instalments. I think it's instalment singular, isn't it? But we can't seem to get a confirmed answer. But yes, apparently there's some kind of instalment on a transfer fee that hasn't been paid. Everyone's saying it's Christian Bielik, but we haven't had that confirmed. It's undisclosed, but there's still the amortization stuff for Darby as well. There was a couple of others that we've seen before. The paying the instalment, paying the players as well, I think was one. But yes, you would be very, very surprised if there wasn't some kind of sanction, either financial or, you know, a money fine or a points fine going against Derby County very, very soon. Matthew, totally off topic. That's fine. We kind of need a distraction today. What do you think of Borough's foreign signings? Really unexpected. Don't know whether to be pleased. Well, I'll plead the fifth a bit on the two foreigners that came into Borough on transfer deadline day. Bit left field. I keep saying about Borough that Warnock has gambled, hasn't he? He's taken maybe guarantees like Morsey and Saville and let them go out, and gone in on a couple of foreign players and the Argentinian fella as well. So look, it'll always be box office with Warnock, wasn't it? Frank, Darby have been dodging these charges for the past 2 to 3 years. Well, I mean, they've been charged, haven't they? As of, I'm trying to remember my timeline. So yeah, it's not. They haven't dodged the charges because they have been charged and they have been found guilty as well. Although we shouldn't conflate the stadium sale thing because they were obviously, they were let off on that one. But yeah, this one now, Frank, has been rumbling since pretty much as soon as last season finished. And to be fair to Darby, the amortization thing, that was signed off first of all, wasn't it? And then they decided they didn't like it afterwards, and the arbitration panel got in. So look, it's a mess by the EFL and a mess whatever's happening at Derby as well. So we will see. Cleared, Ben, not let off. What did I say? What did I say? Well, what's the difference? Deary me, we're playing semantics here, aren't we? Pedantry is alive and well. This game is a perfect example of why the lesser teams should have a Minnows World Cup. Well, the World Cup should kind of be the greatest, shouldn't it? So, but yeah, it would be nice for them to score some goals and win some games as well, doesn't it? Keep Bellingham on, change the other 10. What's the keeper done wrong? What's the 2 centre-halves done wrong? Hey? Just for fun. Can't wait till the EFL decide to go at Reading. Yeah, well, that could happen as well, couldn't it? Certainly going to be a few tricky sets of accounts coming after COVID, isn't there? And I'm not entirely sure what the relaxation of the FFP is going to be post-COVID as well. Right. We are back for the second half, and it is England 1, Andorra 0. See if we can get a few more England goals in the second half. Bamford and Henderson over the ball, ready to kick off. I think they're waiting for the TV cue, although we're ready to go, guys. And there we go. Bamford knocks it to Henderson. And the second half is off and running. Get your predictions in for what the final score is going to be in this one. England 1, Andorra 0, with the matter of Poland away on Wednesday. And we'll be here for that one as well, as we always are. FIFA World Cup Qatar 22 qualifiers. Here is Henderson. Alexander-Arnold crosses in right-footed. Here is Mings. Mings to Lingard. Henderson. Trent. Henderson. Lingard. Trent. Good crossing position. Decent ball into the middle. Headed out by Valej. And it goes again. Bellingham wins their header. It's gone loose. Oh, chance for Bamford. A big chance for Bamford. And he completely shanks the half volley. Oh, dear. It's really poor from the keeper. Bellingham goes up with him. Keeper's nowhere near. It's headed away. Oh, he's got to hit the target with that. Bamford, hasn't he? Technique completely goes askew. Shanks it. Any shot on target there. Keeper's in big, big trouble. And the best chance so far for Pat Bamford. Keeper completely at sea there. Gomez. Let's just do a quick reset. Here, your teams for England. Johnston, James, Cody, Mings, Trippier, Bellingham, Henderson, Trent, Lingard, Bamford, Saka. For, I was going to say Luxembourg then, Andorra, Gomez, Garcia, Valles, Oliveira, San Nicolas, Rubio, Clemente, Reves, Vieira, the other Rubio, and Sanchez. Up top. 5-0. See you for Poland. Got a Polish shop near me. No Polish in it, though. There we go. Very poor finish. Not great. What matches am I doing this month for the championship? Goodness me. They're all written up there. We'll figure it out. What can I see? Barnsley, Forest. West Brom, QPR. Stoke, Barnsley, Forest, Cardiff. Amongst others. In it goes there on the ground. Valles gets the clearance. 48 up. Matthew for the FFP problems at Darby. Oh, Lingard hits the shot. Hits the crossbar. So I think it was Bellingham, actually. Excuse me. Or was it Trent? I'm getting in a right muddle here. We'll find out in a second. Drilled from just outside the box, right-footed. Smashes off the bar. Unlucky. Here they come again. Trippier. And Saka with the throw. Give me a replay of that. I missed the original shot looking at the comments. Oof. Here we go. We need an oof there. What I was going to say, though, the Derby charges you can find if you read the go on the EFL website. They're all up there. Here is Trent. James. Back to Trent and out to Mings. Mings down the line. Here's Saka on the left wing. Trippier, Bellingham, Trippier. England coming close at the start of the second half. Need that second goal. Here is Lingard. Lingard to Bellingham. Henderson, Bellingham. Bellingham clips it in. Poor ball. Right, let's see a replay of this shot that smashed against the bar. Camera's on Reece James. And indeed, it was Reece James. What's he doing over there? Good hit, that. Bending in. Not quite low enough, though, was it? Ooh, unlucky. Oh, look at that kid behind the goal. Wide-eyed. Mouth open wide as well as watches that ball spin over and smash off the top of the bar. Reece James, unlucky. Bamford does well to hold that up. Henderson, decent ball that on the volley. Moved on quickly. Lingard, overlapped by Trippier. Lingard, ooh, should have gone out to Trippier. Cuts inside, hits the shot. Headed away. Trent to James to Mings. Trippier. Lingard, James. England looking dangerous. Bamford probably should have scored. Reece James nearly scored. With a far more tricky attempt. And in the end, Garcia for Andorra just gets his body in the way. Draws a foul, wins a free kick for his side and stops the incessant onslaught. Second half, 90% possession and already 3 shots for England in the first 5 minutes of the second half. So really could do with that second goal. Just get it done, and then any ludicrous idea that Andorra could score and get a point goes out the window. They need to get in the England half first, don't they? And here, well, they are in the England half here, but it's an England throw down the left, taken by Trippier. Here is Trent. Henderson, lovely ball down the line by Henderson to Saka. Bamford's over in the middle. Saka crosses it in. Good ball by Saka. Good defending, actually, by Garcia. Just closes Bamford down. It needed a right-footed pass there early from Saka. I'm watching the replay. Now I'm going to do a Jamie Carragher play it there. But he has to come back inside on his left foot. And he can't quite get the angle. If you're swinging that back it's an easier pass. Here is Trent, who's having more of the ball. Mind you, everyone seems to be having more of the ball in the second half for England. Moving it a little bit quicker. Maybe the Andorrans will start to tie up. Here's Mings. Bellingham. Mings. Henderson. Cody. Mings. Cody. Step forward. Go on. And into the opposition half. 11 behind the ball for Andorra. Mings. Trippier gets it back off Lingard. And the pass is stacking up and up and up and up. Here's Saka. Trent. Henderson. Saka. Trent. There's the big switch from Trent. Good ball. Lovely touch by Trippier. Knocked back to Bellingham. Inside to Henderson. Henderson out to Trippier. James. The entire 22 players now virtually all 30 yards from the... Well, apart from Johnston, obviously. Let me rephrase that. Most of the 22 players about 30 yards from the Andorran goal then. We've moved back about 5 metres, but... England still have the ball and Andorra so deep. It's like it's minute number 98 in a cup game and they're defending a 1-goal lead. Here is Trent, Saka, Henderson, Trent. Yeah, and the ball keeps moving. Patience is a virtue, but impatience is a natural impulse, is all I'll say to that. Bellingham. England seem to have completed about 50 passes in this phase here. James. Henderson. Trippier. Henderson. Henderson then pings it into Bamford. Nice header down by Bamford. Nice feet by Lingard. And there was an easy knock-off to Trent. He doesn't take it. He tries to spin. And the volley is up and over. And on the basis of what completely non-existent threat the Andorrans have, if you are going to ping the ball in the box like that, maybe do it after pass number 10, because you're not worried about them coming and counter-attacking. They're just not going to, are they? But there you go. England racking up passes like it's going out of fashion. There's one booted down the line for Bamford. He can't hold it up, and it's going to be an Andorra throw. 55 on the clock. 89% possession, 13 shots to 1. And remember, the Andorra shot was a free kick taken early from the halfway line, which was virtually as good as a back pass. So what are you going to do? Hoiked forward by Lingard and straight out of play. Andorra will be pleased with these last 2 phases. They've won a couple of throw-ins. Holland and Southgate chattering away. Maybe they'll feel they can pep it up by making a sub or 2 fairly soon. Cody, Trent, and England have given it away in their own final third here. But Jordan Henderson wins it back. Here's Trent. Mings feeds it all the way up the line to Lingard, back to Trippier, Henderson, back to Trippier, back to Henderson. Over on the left, just comes inside. James, nicely central there. James, lovely little ping over. The arms are up for offside, not given. It is given. After the fact there, the flag eventually goes up. And the ref gets wise to it. Free kick to Andorra, who are not Albania or Luxembourg or however many different countries I've called them. How disrespectful of me to get their country's name wrong. What are you going to do? Is James in midfield now? I'm not sure positions exist anymore, do they? Everyone just go everywhere. Although James does seem to be sat very central as things stand. Maybe he is. Trent is outside of him. I think he can just play where they like, those two, can't they? Here's Saka out on the right wing. Engages his man inside to Henderson. Trent. Comes inside. Saka. Saka switches it out to the left-hand side. Trippier. Saka. Trent. Over with Henderson on the right wing. You see what I mean by positions are kind of out the window now. Saka infield. Trent infield. Henderson on the right wing. All over the shop, I tell you. Saka. Nice ball by him out to Trippier on the left wing. Trippier gets back on the right foot, cuts in. Reece James comes inside again. He's already hit the bar from there. Henderson. Oh, nice feed by Henderson. Trent tries to curl it. Left-footed shot is blocked. England building up some territory now, a little bit ahead of steam. I can see someone getting a shirt ready, although I don't know whether that might be an Andorran sub. Camera just flew past that too quickly for me to notice. Henderson, Bellingham, Cody, James, Trippier. Trippier crosses in, looking for Bamford on the near post over his head. Headed clear. Trent. Edge of the box. Here's Bellingham. Bellingham fires that cross. Lovely ball across by Jude Bellingham. And perhaps Ian Wright, doing the commentary, will be saying, oh, striker should be on the end of that one. Bamford didn't make the gamble. He just dropped off, maybe for it to be clipped over to the back post when, if he had gambled off the last man, Bellingham's cross, he could have slid in to the empty net. Andorra bring on a second keeper. Maybe. Oh, no, it's an England sub. And it looks like Harry Kane, although we haven't had a close-up yet. I can see Harry Kane, I can see Mason Mount, and I can see Jack Grealish. So if I'm an Andorran defender, I'm probably a little bit concerned about the talent that's just about to come on, but it is what it is. England bringing in the heavyweights by the look of it. Kane, Grealish, and Mount all about to come on. Here is Saka. Cody, Mings, Trippier, Lingard, Mings, James, Henderson on the right wing. Henderson's played about the last 10 minutes on the right wing. Play anywhere. Here's Lingard, Trippier. He's definitely held the left wing, but he hasn't held the ball very well there. Horrible miscontrol. Out it goes for throw. And I think we're going to get possibly the most expensive triple sub in the history of football if you calculate the value of Harry Kane, Mason Mount, and Jack Grealish. It's a £300 million substitution, probably. 250. Nah. 300 will go for it. Jude Bellingham's coming off. Bellingham excellent in the first half. Out he goes for Mason Mount, who's wearing 19. Mount's just giving the instructions. Talking about two in the centre. Is that two in the centre of midfield? Or Pat Bamford will probably hope it's two up top. Reece James is going out. And Jack Grealish is coming in. So you'd assume Trent's going to go to right back now. And Pat Bamford has been substituted. A bit of an inauspicious debut from Bamford, I have to say. But he's got in there. He's made the first cap. One big chance for Bamford, and he shanked it around the post, didn't he? So, yeah, not the greatest debut for Bamford, but not the greatest circumstances either. And on comes Harry Kane, wearing number 20. So, James out and Grealish in. And, England are in here. Saka with the shot. And Trent smashes it over the bar out of nowhere. Sorry, I was looking at my pad. And Saka was in behind. The offside flag, I think, has gone up, though. We'll figure out what system England are playing in just a sec. Saka was well offside. Still didn't manage to lift it over the keeper. Johnston, the first championship player to make an England appearance in Zaha in 2012. Tremendous stuff. Flying the flag. Afternoon. During the Qatar World Cup, will the EFL stop? I guess it will, won't it? So many internationals. Give a big unfair advantage to teams that did manage to keep playing if they can get some wins. So, Jordan Henderson sat in front. Lingard is still on. Saka off to the right. Kane is there. I don't know what you'd call it. There doesn't seem to be 3 central midfielders or even 2. Here's Grealish on the left-hand side. Grealish to Trippier. Mings. Lingard. And a foul on Bukayo Saka. So, England basically don't have any central midfielders unless we're saying that it's a 4-2-3-1 and Mount is the second central midfielder, but he's basically going to be sliding forward most of the game. So the way it kind of stacks up is the back four is Trent, Cody, Mings and Trippier. The 2 central midfielders are Mount and Henderson. Kane's up top with Grealish, Saka and Lingard off him. But as I say, possession and team shape and it's all a bit fluid at the moment. Here is Trippier, cleared out. Kane, Grealish. And back it goes to Sam Johnston. Henderson. Trent. Henderson. Mings. Kane over on the left wing. Kane drills that in looking for Saka. Bit of a Hollywood pass by Kane and easily gathered by the keeper. 65 on the clock. England 1, Andorra 0. I suspect England fans will criticise a 1-0 win. I mean, look, England fans criticise pretty much everything other than a 5-0 win. Still criticise that, frankly. But yeah, you would have expected slightly more in the way of goals. Out goes Sanchez up top. In comes number 19, Fernandez for Andorra, whose job will be, if he's replacing Sanchez, to run around. Here's Cody. Mings. Grealish. Cody. Trent. Cody. Mings. Out it goes to the left. Grealish. Grealish trying to come inside. Makes a bit of space in the end. He's gone back to the left. Clip down the line for Mount. Mount has it taken off him. And well played by Jesus Robio. And out it goes. Throw into Andorra. Been a dull game. Nearly fell off my chair at that Cody bicycle kick. Probably should have scored that, shouldn't he? think he shinned it over the bar. Fancy Grealish for this type of game. Yeah, they just need to get him a bit closer to the goal. It's all very well him having 9 defenders between him and the goal. Can we get him a bit closer to the goal? But yes, I do agree. Tight spaces and dribbles or winning a set play. Here is Trent. Cody, nice diag. Out to Grealish, who I was going to say miscontrols. He has controlled it and he has the ball at his feet. He's waiting for the tackle to come. It does in the end, and it's going to be a throw-in to England, which Trippier will take. 67-47 on the clock. Evening. Peanuts. Street parties in Andorra for it remains 1-0. I presume it's been a poor game. I guess you can only conclude that it's not an exciting watch when it's 11 back defending, but I suppose if you're the team doing the attacking, it's up to you to make that interesting. Here's Grealish, Trippier on his own with about 5 Andorra players, and he's pulled one of them back, and the Andorrans win the free kick. They've had a good 3 or 4 minutes, the Andorrans, I think. Wonder if Cody would be the first Championship player to go to the World Cup. Well, remember, another Wolves player has already got that accolade. In 1990, Steve Bull went to the World Cup, didn't he? I think Steve Bull might have even been picked in the 3rd division, mightn't he? As in the old 3rd division, which is League One now. But someone correct me on that. I love to talk about Steve Bull. What a player. Here is Mings, Cody, Trent, Cody, Mings. How many subs can you make in a qualifier? Is it only 3? Is that it for the subs? Here's Saka on the right wing. Trent, Saka. Out it goes. Mings, nice ball down the line. Here's Grealish. Grealish inside. Mount. Henderson. Trippier out on the left wing. Grealish again. Grealish, lovely ball through. Mount, back heel. Brilliant stuff by Grealish. And Mount, back to Mount. Mount tucks inside. It's going to be a penalty. And excellent play by Grealish and Mason Mount. Really, really good football. Mount is fouled, and it's a penalty to England. We were asking who was going to take these, but now Harry Kane's on the pitch. And the defender's quite lucky that someone's coming across and covering there, because he would have been red carded if there wasn't a covering player there. Garcia 14 makes no attempt to play the ball whatsoever, so he wouldn't have got away with the defence of deliberate attempt to play the ball. But it's a nailed-on penalty, isn't it? Just kind of pushes through the back of Mount. And England have a penalty. And Harry Kane. Anyone got Harry Kane's goal total for England? Because he may be about to get another one. VAR penalty check. Check over. I don't really know why they needed to check that one, but hey-ho, they've got to check all of them. Harry Kane is going to take this one right-footed. The ref's going to have a word with the keeper about feet on the line. So Kane starts his ritual again. Here comes Harry Kane. Looks like a 3-stepper, right-footed. Keeper stood behind the line as it stands. Here comes Kane and scores into the corner. Keeper didn't do himself many favours starting behind the line there. Completely narrowed his own, or extended his own angle there. Bamford applauds. I don't know why the camera's gone on Pat Bamford. Maybe he would have taken the penalty if he would have stayed on. But he's not, and Harry Kane did, and Harry Kane scores. Anyone know how many goals Harry Kane scored for England now? Good penalty, that. Right in the corner. All you naysayers in the chat, I can tell Harry Kane's going to miss. No. In it goes. Keeper on the way to EFL if he saves it. Yeah, right. Kane makes it 2-0 to England, a slightly more palatable score. And at least the potentially horrible scenario of one Andorran attack and an equaliser going in is not going to happen now. England 2, Andorra 0. We should say brilliant play by Mount and Grealish in the build-up to that penalty. 38 goals for England. He's going to break the record in the end, isn't he, Kane, if he stays fit? Yeah, brilliant. Steve Bull, 102 goals in 2 seasons. So ridiculous, it's not true. That's a career's worth of goals for most good strikers, that, 102. Wow, what about this? We're going to have a long throw from Andorra. But not before we've had a substitute. Out goes Jordi Rubio for the Andorrans. I think we're going to have a double change, indeed. Mark Garcia is going to come on. Tell me your favourite Mark Garcia match. So off goes Rubio. We think the 2 Rubios are brothers. We'll figure it out. Garcia has come on. There's going to be another substitution. On comes number 16, Martinez. I think Rivera went off. No, it was Clemente. It was a 10, not a 20. In comes the long throw. Harry Kane heads it away. So Martinez in for Clemente. I'm sure you don't care, but we've got to do our job properly here. Woof. Yeah, Darnell Furlong looking for his Andorra call-up to take the long throws. Mings heads away. And Grealish back inside his own box, doing as Grealish does and dribbling around and clearing the ball. It's hoiked back and it's hoiked forward. And out it goes for an England goal kick. 74:55 on the clock. England 2, Andorra 0. No 6, 7 or 8, but hey, looks like it's going to be 3 points for England. And they're going to move on to 15 points going into the game against Poland on Wednesday. Lingard has fouled Jesus Rubio. And here's another chance for a set play for the Andorrans. A free kick, 24, 30, 36. About 40 yards out from goal, which is going to go into the box courtesy of substitute Garcia. We think England holding a reasonably high line here. In goes the free kick, and it's a really bad one. But it's gone all the way out to the right wing. They've tried to keep it going, and it's easy for Henderson. And here is Grealish. Dreadful pass by Captain Jack there. Grealish tried to curl the ball ahead of Trent, who didn't make the run, and out it goes behind him, or who did make the run. I knew what I meant. Terrible pass. Never mind. Here's another long throw for the Andorrans, which Cody easily heads away. And here is Saka down the right-hand side. Ooh, misclearance there, but they get away with that one, Andorra. And Henderson has it again in deep midfield. Trent now officially right back since James went off. And he switches the play to Trippier. Trippier down the line. Here's Grealish, who tries to play it back up the line to Lingard. And out it goes for a throw. About 13 to go in this one. England 2. Andorra 0. We've nearly made it, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. We've all had to. Mings. Trippier to Grealish, right out on that left touchline. Grealish coming from left to right. Here's Trent. Grealish continues his run. Saka receives the ball. Now, if they switch it out to the left, there's a bit of space for Lingard. Lingard approaches the edge of the box. Lingard drills the shot right-footed into the far corner. And Jack Grealish, again, needs to take credit for that goal. He drifted from left to right. He pulled the Andorrans across. It was then switched back out to the left, and the space had opened up for Jesse Lingard, who gets his second of the game. Just bounces the shot in front of Gomez in the goal. Good play by Grealish to open it up, and Lingard's good finish, isn't it? Clever one to get the bounce there. Just drilled. And yeah, it's completely the bounce that beats the keeper, not the angle of the shot, because it just bounces over the hand and into the side netting. Southgate applauds. England 3, Andorra 0. A second for Lingard after that Harry Kane penalty. And Jack Grealish, you have to give some credit, actually, because he made things happen to win the penalty. I know Mount won it, but it was his good work. And again, just a player, as someone said in the comments, this game suits Grealish. Well, yeah, you're right. He's had a hand in both the goals, not in terms of assists, but in terms of the build-up for both. A better keeper maybe gets that. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, you probably look back at that and think you should save it. Even in bits, how was the game? Not the most exciting we've ever seen, but hey, three up now. Welcome back, Owen. Cody, I think, has fouled Fernandez, and it's going to be a free kick to Andorra. What's my opinion on Berahino to Wednesday? It's a bit like Ravel Morrison, isn't it, Berahino? Lots of clubs, lots of managers. No one's really managed to get a tune out of him. That's not to say that Darren Moore won't be able to. Good luck to him. Saido Berahino. Didn't he once go somewhere for a lot of money? Here is Grealish now, powering down the left wing. Grealish gets his head up. He's trying to come inside onto that right foot. Grealish, lovely cross. And Harry Kane puts it against the post. I'm sure the offside flag is going to go up. Not exactly the most Harry Kane-ish of finishes there. Is he offside? Yes, he is. Just shanks it against the post. I think he knew he was offside before he hit that one, didn't he? Still should stick it in the net, but yeah. Shanked off the kind of calf rather than even getting the boot on it. Lots of England fans holding their heads, but I think they all realised that the flag was up. England 3, Andorra 0. 80-43 on the clock. As ever, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and keep your comments coming. When the action is this way, we need your interaction to help us through it, hey? I think Spurs offered 23 million for him. Sido. I think Berahino is different to Morrison. Scored 18 Premier League goals. Did he? And was on... I don't know what that means. It wasn't a direct comparison, Jack. I'm just saying both players have had a lot of managers and none of them really managed to get a tune out of him. And certainly potential not realised for Berahino. I remember him on Football Manager being like superstar. But yeah, don't take the comparison completely literally. Oh, so maybe you can make 5 subs. Looks like there's another couple of Albania. Albania, it's about the 5th time I said that. Albania are also in this group, but Andorra are not Albanian. My apologies for continually making that idiotic mistake. Anyway, There's 2 more Andorran subs coming on. Are they going to come on now? It's a free kick to Andorra. They're going to make the subs first. The yellow card has come out. I think one of the England players might have got booked. The referee's saying, hurry up and take the set play. And it's an atrocious set play. Just drifted into Henderson's chest. Grealish has got it. He's made a difference since he's come on. Henderson, little back heel, bit of a hospital ball, that. And here come the Andorrans. Best attacking moment of them for the game now. They're in the box. And a very hopeful fall to the ground by Fernandez, and Mings just comes away with it. But that's as high up the pitch as they've been with the ball for the previous 82 minutes, Andorra. No genuine attempt from Andorra throughout the game. They've registered a shot on target, but that was a free kick from the halfway line that was just picked up basically by Johnston. Here is Grealish. Tries to clip that one through. He's found Mount, actually. Mount running to the left-hand side of the 18-yard box. Mount tries to cross it, deflects up in the air. It's going to be a corner to England. Ben, don't do a watch-along for Andorra, Albania. No, I won't be able to tell the 2 teams apart from the game. Will probably be horrific. There we go. Ben, did you do any reviews on us signing Sam Morse? The absolute scenes on the Middlesbrough Twitter feed. You love to see it. All shots are equal. No, they're not. But yeah, yes, no real attempts for. I mean, yeah, you can say it's a shot on target, but is it? Is it really? Could have a shot from every centre, couldn't you? If that was the case. But hey ho, a shot on target. Kane tries to get the crossover. Out it goes. Corner taken quickly. Lingard crosses in and headed down and into the net by Bukayo Saka. 4-0 to England. And now the scoreline is probably going to be slightly more desirable to the England fans. Saka heads it in on the back post. Oh, smiles. He's always smiling anyway, isn't he? Saka. Quickly taken corner does the damage there. It was Trent to Lingard, who's, as Ron Atkinson would have said in the Wide Awake Club, and easy one for Saka, just heads it down and into the corner with the defence. Sleep in. England 4, Andorra 0, and Saka gets on the score sheet. Let's get your comments in on that. Southgate smiles too. Halfway there. Yes, depends how many you've drunk in terms of the shots. On comes Lima for Vieira, and he's going to wear the captain's armband. And out goes San Nicolas, and on comes Kervos, as the Andorrans make 5 substitutes. A great birthday. This is Saka's birthday. How old is he? Well, like 20 or something. Ridiculous. It might have gone very differently for Bamford if he'd had some game time with Grealish and Mount. Yeah, fair. Tyrone Mings got booked. I think that must have been 2 or 3 minutes ago. And he misses the next game, according to ITV. He wasn't going to play anyway, was he? So there we go. I'm sure we'll see Stones and Maguire back in for the Poland game. How many Andorran players are pro? I doubt any of them are, Jack, aren't they? Surely not. Luma is 41 years old. Good luck to him. Good luck. Here is Lingard. Goes home to Johnston. 86:47 on the clock. England 4, Andorra nil. Lingard with 2. He's on the hat-trick. Kane from the spot, and Saka with the header from the quick corner. Saka, Mings, Henderson. Did you go 4-0, Owen? Well done. Henderson. Foul on Jordan Henderson, and the yellow card is going to come out. For Fernandez. Third one in the book for the Andorrans. Oh, that's a naughty one, isn't it? I think the technical term for that one is he left one on him. Oh, there you go. Lima used to play for Rayo Vallecano. So he must have been a pro at one point. Here's Trippier. England 4-0 up and 2 minutes to play now, plus stoppage time. Here's Lingard. Can he get the hat-trick? Probably not. Who cares? Probably him. Here's Trent down the right wing. No one in the box. Trent cuts inside, squares it. Oh, Lingard came in. I was just saying about the hat-trick. And he got on the end of it, and the shot is deflected wide. Oof. To be fair, I think the keeper's saving that one. But Lingard arriving. Excellent timing on the run. I was saying when Trent was going down the right, nobody in the box. Here's another corner for England. Trent takes it right-footed. Hoiked up in the air by Rebes. Here is Saka. Down to Trent. Lingard. Trent over out on the right wing. Oh, lovely little scoop by Alexander-Arnold. Mount can't quite get on the end of it, so it probably wasn't a lovely little scoop, but I enjoyed it anyway. Trippier sweeps that up. Here's Harry Kane, edge of the box. Kane curls that one in, and I think the keeper gets a hand, and it might have clipped the post on the way out. Kane, obviously, I'll say very good from those areas. Very good from every area. Harry Kane. You save that, actually, I think. Let's have a look from behind the goal. Kane curls it right-footed. I say good save. He's gone with completely the wrong hand, so it might be a little bit Hollywood. Thank you, Graham. £2 super chat. Great job, he says. Thank you very, very much. Very kind. Super chat. Corner goes in, and Mings heads it over the bar on the peak of his jump. Big climb by Mings, but he couldn't get control of him. He's laughing with Saka because he crashed into him after he made the jump. As we go into 3 minutes of stoppage time, England 4, Andorra 0. Not the greatest game you'll ever see in your life. Probably the least competitive game you'll ever see in your life, but get the job done. Yeah, okay, they had to turn to Grealish to go from 1-0 to 4-0, but you do what you need to. 3 minutes for England to hold on. I think they're going to do it, Nat, don't you? Let's see if Andorra get a touch in stoppage time. Feels unfair to have a go at Andorra, but I mean, they are terrible, aren't they? It's not their fault. If they're, what would they say? They're the population of Lowestoft. But yes, it's not an even fight, this. Henderson goes down. He's asked by the ref to get up. Are you telling teacher bits here? Put David in the sin bin. He's being mean. I saw nothing. Looking to bring back the fake news sin bin. Albania are winning against Hungary. Interesting. So England will be... will they be 8 points clear then before Poland play? Oh, no, because the Albanians go past the Hungarians. There you go. Go on, the Albanians. They're going to go into second place. Kind of little league. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Little league between Albania, Hungary and Poland for second place, which Poland will inevitably end up winning. Another foul on Lingard, who's going to need a day off after this game. He has been fouled so many times. 92 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. It's a free kick to England, and it's going to be the last phase of play of this not very competitive game, but hey-ho. Here's Lingard into the box. Cleared away, tried to cross it in. Here's Trent centrally. Tries a ostentatious outside of the football over the top. Actually, let's do man of the match. Give me your man of the match then. Terence says Sam Johnson, who's probably had about 3 touches. Get your man of the match in. I'm struggling with this one. Probably Lingard for the 2 goals, but it was Bellingham, I think, in the first half, and probably Grealish since he's come on. But for the whole match, would have to be Lingard or Saka. I'll go for Lingard as the man of the match. Let me know who you think is the man of the match today. What are we saying here? Lingard or Saka? Lingard. It is full time. England 4, Andorra 0. It was professional at best. Dull at worst, completely uncompetitive. But again, that's not England's fault or Andorra's fault. That's just the deal, isn't it? England winning 4-0. Have a look at the attack momentum graph. It's very funny. There's one little blue bit there. Andorra just not doing any attacking during the game whatsoever. England 20 shots to 1. And remember that one shot for Andorra was from the halfway line from a free kick that I could have picked up. It was never going in the goal, was it? Dearie me. England goal scorers, Lingard with 2, came from the spot. Saka, Grealish making a big difference in terms of end product when he came on. There is the table, and we have heard Albania are beating Hungary, which Hungary must have dropped off since the Euros when I thought they were quite good. But Albania are beating Hungary, and it would be their 3rd win. I'm assuming their other wins came over Andorra and San Marino. So they're going to move on to 9 points. Poland will, let's be honest, they will move on to 10 points tonight because they play San Marino, who are even worse than Andorra, obviously. But anyway, importantly, England have 5 wins from 5. They have 15 points. And frankly, assuming Poland beat San Marino tonight, England, if they beat Poland, who would be the biggest sort of threat to first place, not that it looks like there is much threat to first place, England would be 8 points clear of them with 4 games to go. So it all looks very, very much like England will be qualifying in first place, but let's not take anything for granted. This is England after all, right? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I know it can be a bit of a chore. We'll be back for the, not just watching me generally, but watching a game of 11 defending against 11 attacking. It's not the greatest spectacle, isn't it? I will be back on Wednesday night for the Poland game, and no doubt we'll have some more content in between now and then. We should be doing Championship 365. We're going to be doing a Patreon roundtable as well tomorrow night. So if any of you are members on Patreon, get in touch and I'll get you on the roundtable and you can chop it up with me tomorrow night. Check out Football 365 as well this week. I'll have a few articles going out on there. Stephen, you absolute legend. I think that's a big super chat. I think that's for me managing to get through that game. So very, very kind. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to Alistair and Luke, Peter, Mr. E. Every match a lesson. Good patience and composure. Yeah, just bring Grealish on, yeah. Thank you, Leeds 2021 and Nat, Purple Bungalow. Great bunch of subscribers on here. You make it all worthwhile when the games are not terribly exciting. Peter, thank you so much. Very, very kind. A £4.49 super sticker from you as well. Very, very kind, guys. Thank you for the donations. I know world's smallest violin, but Shaylee got her month of full pay, and we now go on to maternity pay, with me being the only breadwinner and this being my job. So people like Peter and Stephen, Mr. Radio Floyd, believe me, you are literally feeding my child with your super chats. That's very, very kind of all of you. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, David. I think we already said bye to Luke and Leeds 2021. England 4, Andorra 0, and we will see you very soon. No doubt some news story or break we'll do before Wednesday, but we'll be live on Wednesday. And then 3-game week in the Championship the following week. So you won't find me off your screen. Plenty of content coming up there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I'll be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.